year 2017 marks the 141th anniversary of the founder of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Popularity known as Quaid-e-Azam, great leader in Baba-e-Quaid, father of the nation. Jinnah was born on 25th December 1876 in Wazir Mansion, Karachi. His initial school record states he was born on October 20, 1875. However, Jinnah's first biography authored by Sarojini Naidu and his official passport state that he was born on December 25, 1876. Jinnah Bhai was a merchant by profession who belonged to the state of Gundal, situated in the Kathiawar region, province of Gujarat, and had moved to Karachi from Kathiawar because of his business partnership with Grams Trading Company, whose regional office was set up in Karachi. Muhammad Ali Jinnah studied at several schools, first at the Saint Madrasa Tul Islam in Karachi, then for a short time at the Gokal School, and finally the Christian Missionary Society High School in Karachi, where at the age of 16 he passed the matriculation examination of the University of Bombay. Jinnah went to England in 1892. He was offered an apprenticeship at the London office of Graham's Shipping and Trading Company, a business that had extensive dealings with Jinnah Bhai's Poonja's firm in Karachi. Now, I'm telling you the history of political journey of Quaid. Jinnah began his political journey when he joined the Indian National Congress in 1906, which was the major Indian political party at the time. It was a time when Jinnah had developed large constitutional views on Indian self-government in him. He condemned both the arrogance of British officials in India and the discrimination practiced by them against Indians. Jinnah became a member on the 60-member Imperial Legislative Council. The council had no real power and authority. That included a large number of unelected. In 1924, Jinnah reorganized the Muslims League, of which he had been president since 1916. He attended several unity conferences. Jinnah wrote the Delhi Muslim Proposals in 1927 and pleaded for incorporation of the basic Muslim demands in the Mehru Report. He proposed a 14-point constitutional reform plan to safeguard the political rights of Muslims in a self-governing India. Jinnah advocated the two-nation theory, embracing the goal of creating a separate Muslim state as per the Lahore Resolution. The League headed by him won most reserved Muslim seats in the elections of 1946. After the British and Congress backed out of the Cabinet Mission Plan, Jinnah called for a direct action day to achieve the information of Pakistan. The background of Pakistan Resolution is such that in 1937, provincial autonomy was introduced in the subcontinent under the Government of India Act 1935. The elections of 1937 provided the Congress with a majority in 6 provinces, which Congress governments were formed. This led to the political, social, economic, cultural supervision of the Muslims in the Congress-ruled provinces. Jinnah's interview with the Reuters correspondent on October 25, 1947. Every citizen is expected to be loyal to the state and to all allegiance to it. The arm of the law should be strong enough to deal with any person or section of body or people that is disloyal to the state. We do not, however, prescribe any schoolboy test of their loyalty. We shall not say to any Hindu citizen of Pakistan, if there is war, would you shoot a Hindu? Jinnah's broadcast to the people of Australia on February 19, 1948. The great majority of us are members of the Muslims Brotherhood of Islam, in which we are equal in rights, dignity and self-respect. Jinnah died, age is 71, in September 1948 in Governor General's house in Karachi, just over a year after Pakistan gained independence from the British Empire. After his death, Jinnah left a deep and respected legacy in Pakistan. And according to Stanley Walpert, Jinnah remained Pakistan's greatest leader since the establishment of Pakistan in 1947.